I have a fairly mellow Discord if you want to join us there for a bit of conversation and debate. We have people from all over, really, and for the most part it's fairly good-natured and peaceful. As long as you come in that kind of spirit, you'll be fine. Hello lovelies, thought I'd give you a quick update on how things are going with Wightchester. We're about 4/5 done with the main book. The Morkborg alternative rules are finished. You can get a little preview of some of those over on T-Shirted Historian's channel where I ran a Morkborg game. Still need to do the Lamentations alternative rules, so that's a good chunk of work that's still waiting to be done. The monsters will still need to be mostly generated. Largely these are zombie variants, ghosts and other things. It's not a huge amount of work, it's just dull. that's the only thing. However exciting the monster is, finagling the stat blocks is just always dull. Now I did need to bring in some help with the writing to get it done on time. Some of those people are showing me up with the quality of their work, but even so, don't worry, you're still going to get my style, because I'm obviously editing and adding to what people are providing for me. So yeah, that's great, and it is very generous of people to help me out, but I do need to pay them. I believe very strongly that people should be paid for their work. Some people have nicely volunteered to give their work to me for free. I'd prefer that I still pay them something, but even so, that has had a bit of a knock-on effect though. Any additional money was supposed to be earmarked for artwork, and obviously now it can't be, so it's going into the writing, which means I'm going to have to use some stock art and so on, even though again some generous people have donated some art. Fortunately, I have this huge catalogue of stock art, much of it by one of the artists who was already working on the book, so it shouldn't be too jarring, and a lot of it is very appropriate, and I'll be very selective. But it won't have quite as much new shiny art as people were perhaps hoping or expecting for, but I think it's more important to get the writing right here. The book does need to stay at 500 pages, and there is a risk of going over that, in which case some of the extra material, like the alternative rules, will have to be hived off into a pamphlet or a PDF. Don't worry, you'll get the PDF of that, but it's important to keep the main book to the scale that I wanted it to be at, because otherwise I will end up losing money on this project rather than making any, because the additional bulk means additional postage, means additional weight, and all these other issues. Now, there may be a delay. I'm hoping to still get everything done by February, but you know, there's Christmas and New Year's, and I've had my unexpected health issues with the hypertension and everything. I see a specialist in mid-December. I may have to have a minor operation at some point, so obviously this can impact time for recovery and everything else. So I'm still hoping for a February release, but you should gird your loins that maybe 1 to 3 months over, but it shouldn't really be any more than that. That's who knows. I anticipated certain medical issues that might arise. I didn't anticipate this, so yeah. That's also necessary to stretch out the money, because the longer I go over, the more money I can get in to spend on the extras and maybe some of the additional art and so on. But we're largely on course. But no, there's your update. Sang. Rob Necronomicon's art has graced several Postmortem Studios products, and Rob has also produced some stock art pieces you can use in your own projects or at your gaming table. Rob's stark, dark graphical style is perfect for horror, old school fantasy, and dark future projects. You can buy Rob's art from Postmortem Studios at DrivethruRPG or at post-mort.com.